Welcome Score Mentors to Online Presence Options for Today's Small Business, sponsored by Verisign. With the evolution of the internet, there's never been more options for a business to get online. Today, I'll provide you information that can help small businesses decide what type of online presence is right for them. First, let's talk about how an online presence can help a small business in general. If a small business is not online, then they can't be found online, which means they're missing out on a lot of potential new customers. It's critical for a small business to not only be where potential customers are, but also where their competitors are. Also, it can really help with business growth. Businesses that are active online are expected to grow 40% faster than they would without an online presence. Lastly, it's about control. Small businesses have always thrived by word of mouth and customer referrals, but if they don't have control of their business's online presence, others will. With 2.4 billion online, and of course over 90% looking for local goods and services online, businesses need to take charge of what is said about their business to build a strong, positive online presence. One of the most important decisions a business can make online is establishing their brand through a domain name. It's critical to how people discover, remember, and talk about a business online. Today, I'll talk through 3 options that small businesses can use when creating an online presence. 1. Web forwarding to a social media or e-commerce site. 2. Company branded email. And 3. The company website. At the center of any online presence is the domain name, which is critical to establishing a successful online identity, with or without a website. So it all starts with choosing the right domain name or web address to represent a business online. A domain name can then be used for a custom professional branded email, helping to extend a business's online identity. Then there are 2 options for where a business can live on the web. They can forward a domain to a social profile such as Facebook or e-commerce store such as eBay that they use as their main online presence. Or alternatively, they could build out their own website. Lastly, they need to drive traffic to their online presence through promotion of their web address. Choosing the right domain name can require some inspiration, so here's a list of online tools that can help businesses brainstorm available names and also purchase them. In selecting a domain name, businesses should avoid using a domain name that includes someone else's trademark. For example, WeFixMaytagFridges.com could be problematic. Most of these tools will offer suggested names based off of keywords they input, and Domain Inspiration can also suggest names based off of a Facebook profile. Good domain names are snatched up quickly, so my advice is to buy as soon as you find one you like. With a domain name extension, businesses should look for recognition, credibility, and alignment with their business and brand. Which is why, even though there are many extensions available, the majority of businesses use .com or .net to represent their business online, especially small businesses because they're looking to establish credibility. One of the most overlooked marketing and branding tools by small businesses is a company branded email, which can help establish credibility among customers. In fact, 90% of people feel more comfortable as the customer of a small business with a branded email versus those that use generic emails such as @AOL.com or @gmail.com. Because the cost and effort is low on setting up a company branded email, and could even cost less than $5 a month, it's a good choice for any small business to secure a domain name, even if they don't first take advantage of web forwarding or creating a website. Once businesses secure a domain name, they can even set up multiple email addresses for different employees or departments for a consistent company impression and to give potential customers added confidence in the business. Using a domain name to redirect or forward to a social media page or e-commerce page is an easy, quick alternative to a business website. This allows a small business to use a social media site like Facebook or Yelp, or an e-commerce site like Etsy or Amazon as their main home on the web, while marketing and branding their business with their own web address. Since billions of consumers are already flocking to these sites to connect, explore, and buy, small businesses can leverage a built-in base of users that could become their customers. Another benefit is that it's easy to set up, should take less than 30 minutes to plug in information into the site's existing template. These sites are also a great way to test being online with minimal commitment, especially since social media sites are generally free. There may be some fees or commissions with e-commerce sites, but typically nothing that would be prohibitive. If a business is planning to use these types of sites as their main online presence, it's critical they set up web forwarding, sometimes known as a redirect. Web forwarding is what allows a business owner to own and control their online identity if they don't have their own website. Basically, it's pointing a business's domain name to the social network or e-commerce page they set up. For instance, if the business registered xyplumbing.com as their domain name, their customers would type that into the address bar of their web browser and be taken directly to the company's social network or e-commerce page. That's much easier than having to type in www.facebook.com/xyplumbing or first going to Facebook and then searching for XY Plumbing. Why web forwarding? Well, first, they can build a consistent home for their business. With a domain name, they will then have a single address on the web no matter which social network they use, even if they later change networks or move to their own company website. They want to make sure customers can always find them online. Also, having a presence on someone else's site, such as Facebook, means that site's branding will always precede theirs in the web address. A business that has their own branded web address through a domain name will help increase recall with their customers and builds their online brand. It also gives their customers direct access. A recent Verisign study found that 70% of consumers are more likely to visit a business's Facebook page if they could get to it directly using a branded web address such as xyplumbing.com. Lastly, an easy-to-remember branded web address can complement not only online marketing, but offline as well. We've explored other alternatives today, but if a small business wants the most advantages in terms of flexibility and control, then a website probably makes sense, and it can really be very simple. The key is to scale the complexity and sophistication of the website to a business's needs and resources. There are a number of benefits to having a website, as can be seen on this slide, but generally speaking, small businesses find a website to be the most effective tool in terms of marketing and finding new customers. In a recent survey of SCORE businesses, 95% said a website was important or very important to their business. The first step in creating a website is to choose a domain name on a credible and recognizable extension such as .com or .net. Businesses then should decide what's critical to them. Is a one-page website with basic information enough to meet their needs, or do they require something more sophisticated with video and customer reviews? My advice is to start simple, so businesses have a website right away and can start building some marketing muscle. It's always easy to build out a website later. Businesses also need to choose if they are going to build the website themselves. If they are choosing to start simple and have limited funds, there are lots of easy-to-use free website builders that let them create a website in an hour or two. To find the latest tools, simply Google free website builders on the internet. Again, it's okay to start with basic information about their business and build it out as they have time later. Finally, they need to go out there and promote it. The phrase, "build it and they will come," does not apply to websites. Small businesses need to actively promote their website on business cards, in social media, on ads, wherever they can so that customers know the site exists. We've gone over a lot in just a few minutes, so let's review the main benefits of each option. First, using a social network or e-commerce site as a main online presence lets a business get online quickly with minimal commitment. With these sites, web forwarding with a domain name lets a business control their online identity, even if they don't own the site. Next, every business should have a custom company-branded email. It's very low cost, easy to set up, and simply makes a small business appear more credible. The last option is their own website. This can offer the most advantages in terms of all the options and can be simple to set up. I hope this information helps to guide your SCORE businesses in choosing the right online presence for their needs and resources. For more detailed information, please check out our webinar version of Online Options for Today's Small Business in SCORE's Partner Portal. Thanks for your time.